Welcome to Better Not.
On today's episode, we're talking about acids, we're talking about bases, and Furbies.
And Furbies, let's go.
Let's do it. Welcome to Better Not.
I'm Will.
And I'm Zach.
And this is the show where two co-workers bet beers on topics you can easily Google the answer for.
Let's do it.
Now, you could go and Google the answer to our questions.
But
we're here to do it for you.
Yeah.
Now,
it's that easy.
It's that easy. You just listen to this hour-long podcast, and that's how you'll get your simple Google answer.
That's right.
Now, this is a show, if you're first joining us, that we love to dive in deep, talk about the issues at hand. Yeah.
Do we really dive in deep, or do we just cover the surface?
No, we dive in deep.
Okay. I feel like a lot of things we just cover the surface. But
I think we try to solve our bet. I think we're going for a bet.
Yeah.
And we want to learn a little bit about it.
All right.
We want to drink a beer.
Right.
Because we're doing beer bets on these.
Yeah.
And then we want to go down the rabbit hole of some other topics.
Yeah, that's where we dive in deep, the rabbit hole.
We go. So you're saying the rabbit hole is deeper than the actual original topic?
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Okay. Yeah, like last time we were talking about teeth and mouth and dentist stuff.
Yeah.
Some stories about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay. Well,
cool.
What are we talking about today, Zach?
Today's bet, we are talking about, can you maintain a pool's pH with citric acid? So from fruit.
Yeah. And
I said yes.
Yeah, you said yes. And I said no. As a pool expert, I'm saying no.
As a pool expert, what does pH stand for?
pH stands for phosphate halation.
All right.
Yep, that's what it stands for.
Cool.
That's maybe we should. What does it stand for?
Yeah.
Do you know?
I don't know. I would have said phosphoric or phosphoric. Yeah, phosphoric.
Oh yeah, it's just
Phosphoric.
Phosphates.
Is it?
I don't know.
Let's just look it up.
Let's just mini bad. Wait. Mini bad at the beginning here.
Okay.
I think it stands for like phosphoric. Wait, that's what you're saying.
I said phosphoric.
Phosphates. How many phosphates?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think?
That's what I think.
Let's just look at it. No mini bet on that.
What does pH stand for? It stands for potential of hydrogen. Dun dun dun.
Like pH stands for potential hydrogen.
Yeah, but it says potential of hydrogen.
Wait, potential?
Yeah.
What does that even mean? Can you read more? Potential?
The letters pH stands for potential hydrogen, since pH is effectively a measure of concentration of hydrogen ions, that is, protons, in a substance. The pH scale was devised in 1923 by Danish biochemist Soner Peter Lutzelsen. He lived from 1868 to 1969.
Okay. Potential, but like, what does that even mean? Like potential, like it could have that much hydrogen?
Yes. I don't know.
I don't like that.
Potential. It's
potentially there could be this much hydrogen.
Yeah.
But it's not.
Well, it's like I think it's like an estimated hydrogen. Like this is how much estimated hydrogen.
But then it's really specific though, because isn't like 7 a neutral pH?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Okay. So let's look up the pH scale on this thing. We haven't been in high school in a while, so
yeah. And I was not very good in biology.
No, this would be chemistry, right?
Oh, I wasn't good at any of it. Yeah. So I had, you know how you have to learn the, not Roman numerals, the science. What's the
periodic table?
Yes. So here's the thing: when I'm in high school, I was very good at doing my work. Okay. Always did my work.
Yeah.
Always did the extra credit, everything. Mm-hmm. So I could bomb my tests, because if you bomb your tests and you do all of your work, it ends up being a C.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
They pretty much balance out.
Yeah.
But if you do decent on the test and do all your work, you end up getting B's, right?
Yeah.
So I had chemistry or whatever, and Mr. Wagner was my teacher.
Okay.
And he was like, I told him, I'm not going to learn all these. I'll never use this. I was pretty stubborn in high school.
Yeah. Same.
And so we took the test. I didn't study any of them. I got maybe 3 or 4 right.
Yeah.
Just the basic ones like salt or something.
Okay.
And he shows me a grade. He's like, this is awful. I know you didn't study. You have to take this over again. And I was like, I have to. And he's like, yeah, you have to.
Yeah.
Go in. Completely bombed it again. He never said another word to me about it.
Nice.
And I ended up getting a C in the class.
Yeah.
But it's like, really? Are you ever going to use any of it? Ever?
No.
Never.
Basically, it's just like prep for if you wanted to go into some sort of chemistry
right.
field. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's probably why they do the assignments. You know, you don't have to learn the tests or you don't have to learn all this stuff. Just do the work and then you can pass the class. I think it's more for, I think you're right. It's like, if you like this, then maybe you can move on and, learn more about it in college.
I wish school was like that though, because in the moment, that chemistry teacher is thinking he needs to know this, he needs to learn this,
right?
And you need to pass this class,
right?
But like in reality, no one's going to use that unless you go into some sort of chemistry field,
right,
or medical or whatever.
Yeah.
But ultimately, like the class shouldn't be that hard,
right?
Well, it should be hard, and you should have to learn those things. But
you shouldn't have to learn them.
No, well, but it should be more of like a sparking of interest. Like, obviously, if this kid's not interested in it, let him pass the class.
Right, yeah,
Don't
exactly.
fail him.
Exactly, yeah.
But then if someone's like, die hard, I want to be a nurse or whatever, like you should be, that's hard.
It was pretty apparent when you looked at my grades because I would get usually B's and C's in high school. I didn't really try too much. But the classes that I got A's in, freaking wood shop, welding, band, like things that obviously this guy likes, this is what he enjoys, stuff like math, C,
Yeah, I feel like you shouldn't be penalized for like not doing well in certain subjects if you go into a certain, like when you're, say like I wanted to be a musician, right? Like I went to school, I'm a music therapist. So when they looked at my high school grades, they shouldn't look at my like if I had a 4.0 or whatever, they should look at how well did I do in my music classes.
Yes.
Right? How well did I do? I mean, I guess because that's partly medical, then I needed to do good in chemistry.
Right.
But like I didn't need physics. I didn't need, I did calculus, but I didn't need calculus. So like those shouldn't have been something that needed to be a thing.
That was one of the reasons why I went into recreation therapy was because you only have to have algebra, I think is what it was.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's weird to be accepted for that. Yeah. Actually, I did get a C one year for orchestra. I forgot why though. My teacher got really mad at me one year. I forgot why it was. Shoot. But I remember her giving me a bad grade for something. I never did my work. I actually intentionally did not do homework in high school.
So you're the opposite of me.
Yes. So any assignment given to me during school hours, I did. And I chose, this is very bizarre, but I chose to not do any assignments that were given to me as homework.
Okay.
I did projects because projects were like huge amounts of your grade. Yeah. You had to do projects.
Yeah.
You would literally fail if you didn't do projects. But any like small busy work, BS, I did not do it. I chose not to do it.
Okay.
So but that did not set me up well for college because college was similar. You had a lot of work to do. Even though it didn't have as much homework in college, it didn't set me up for a good work, homework environment.
Yeah.
But I did get good grades my first year though. And actually I transferred, I went to Loyola in New Orleans and I did transfer back to Georgia with good grades. Nice. I graduated from high school with very bad grades.
Really?
I think I had a 2.3.
Okay. See, I think I had about a B average,
Okay.
but then when I went off to college, Fresno State, I told you I was on the honors list because it was what I enjoyed. I was actually into what
Same. Yeah. I feel like
wanted to
college
go to
was
school for.
easier than my high school.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like high school was brutal. And I went to a pretty competitive high school. There was 4,000 or more students.
That's crazy.
And a lot of competition. It was Gwinnett County, which is a very, semi-prestigious county in Georgia.
Okay.
That their education system is very good. Mm-hmm. And it was hard, but I also didn't apply myself. But college was easy comparatively.
Yeah.
And then I transferred back to Georgia with a 3.6 or something. I got the Hope Scholarship, which is basically equivalent to California has something similar where it's 90% of your college is paid for or something like that.
Yeah.
And so my good grades got me that. I don't know. And then I had good grades the rest of my college.
Yeah.
I graduated with a 3.0, 3.1 or something like that.
Cool.
Yeah. So cool. I don't know.
Anyway, back on to pH.
Oh yeah, pH.
Okay, let's look into this.
Okay. So this is so interesting because when we were arguing about this at work, we were saying, well, one of my arguments was if you stuck your hand in a vat of pool acid, your hand would dissolve.
So
that's how strong the acid is.
Well, it depends. I had a patient before that had dystrophic nails. I think that's the term for it. They were pretty much eaten away. They looked awful. And I asked him one time what happened. And he said he was making meth and he forgot to put gloves on. And he stuck his hand in acid. Oh. And he said his skin peeled off. And he said that the nails never grew back.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess it would make your skin. I don't know if it's the outside layer of your skin.
That's what I'm saying. Your
epidermis
hand would dissolve if you put your hand.
Well,
in
will it
pool
dissolve
acid.
though? No, it won't dissolve your
But
bones.
your bones would probably eventually dissolve.
Yeah, if you left it in there forever.
But I'm saying your skin would burn and dissolve, just like his did.
Yeah. It's gonna burn you. It's gonna make your epidermis peel off
in pool acid.
Yeah,
but I'm saying, if you got lemon juice on you,
no,
right. But why is that? Is that because it's not as concentrated?
Yeah, it's got to be not as acidic.
But the pH has to be. It's acid though.
So,
but there is. Savannah has gotten lime juice. You put lemon or lime juice in your hair, and if you get it on your skin and expose that to sun, it does burn your skin.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, no, that is the thing. And so she had some on her arm, and it burnt.
Okay.
More than the sunburn, it actually a chemical burn.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sure there's different concentrations of it. Mm-hmm. If you're just squeezing out a lemon, I don't know if that would be as pure as what you can buy in those little plastic lemon things, Yeah. I'm not sure, but we can look it up because I feel like you would just have to put less water and more lemon juice, and then you would be able to maintain the pH in a pool.
Okay, so to maintain the pH in a pool, you could put a ton of lemon juice.
Yeah. Basically, you're swimming in lemonade.
What is the pH?
And you can drink it.
There's so many questions here. What is the safe pH of a pool? Do you know? It's not neutral water, right?
I think it's a little below.
It would be below as in basic or as in acid?
I don't know. I've got the little tester at my house, and
I
never look at the pH. I just test the chlorine.
Okay. We got a lot of questions to go for here. So you're saying that it could be stabilized with lemon juice or some sort of citric acid. Mm-hmm. I'm saying no, it's going to need something more crazy. But you know what? Let's look it up.
All right.
Let's fire up the generator, see what happens.
Cool. Oh. Citric acid is used in pool acid washes.
Cleaners. because I found something similar. It says a natural pool cleaner.
Okay. It is safe and effective on pool surfaces, including concrete, fiberglass, Arlic? Ars? I don't know what that word is. Plastic and pool acid creates clean, unblemished pool surfaces.
Okay.
So, if you can clean a pool with it, you should be able to maintain a pH with it.
It's a natural pool cleaner, a natural anything cleaner, really. It can remove calcium buildup, grime, and in some cases even rust. Mix about a cup of lemon juice with enough salt to make a slurry. Okay, but that doesn't say. So this is saying that lemon juice can remove chlorine.
Okay, I found something.
It neutralizes chlorine. Is chlorine basic?
Yeah, you have to put chlorine in a pool or it's going to turn green. There are other acids in the pool business, such as kyanuric acid and citric acid, but they are not used for adjusting pH or alkalinity levels. The three acids used for pH alkalinity management are muric acid, muric acid, sulfuric acid, and dry acid called sodium
bicarbonate.
No, bisulfate. Bisulfate. Sure.
That was sodium bicarbonate. Interesting. Okay.
But why?
So you're saying, but what?
So maybe it's because it neutralizes the chlorine. Is that why they don't use it?
Well, so the pH of a pool, the pH of a pool should be 7.4 to 7.6.
Okay.
So above 7, let's talk about the pH scale for a second. Below 7 on the pH scale is acid. Above 7 is basic.
Okay.
So alkaline is above.
Mm-hmm.
So a proper pH of a pool is 7.4 to 7.6, which is a little bit more basic than it is acidic.
Okay.
You balance a pool's pH with chlorine and acid.
Okay.
Now, if you combine chlorine and acid, you get mustard gas. So don't do that. But you can mix them in a pool water.
Okay.
And so I'm pretty sure that chlorine is basic and acid is acidic.
Okay.
Like those moric acids and all that. So let me just make sure I'm right there. Okay. It says chlorine is a weak acid. It is this acid, not the chlorine, which gives the water its ability to oxidize and disinfect. Proper chlorination and filtration give pool water its clear, sparkling appearance. Chlorine exists as a solid, a liquid, and a gas. Swimming pool chemistry. Okay, how to balance a pool's chemistry. So you're going to need a stabilizer.
I thought you were a pool expert.
I am. I haven't done this in a long time. Okay, a stabilizer is something that helps retain your chlorine levels.
Okay.
It adds some types of chlorine to protect it from breaking down with the UV. So it keeps it from changing too quickly.
Okay.
Because like if you let it evaporate, it will evaporate all the chlorine or the acids out.
Right. So when we got our pool, I started using liquid chlorine because it's cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'd put a couple of shots in there every day.
Yeah.
And then I was forgetting to do it, and the pool started looking pretty bad. And so I recently got the tablets, and now it's just like overly chlorinated. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to put like half a tablet in or something.
Probably go half.
Yeah.
So I remember you do stuff called shocking.
Right. And that's how you just dump a crap ton of chlorine in there.
Yeah. And
it gets rid of all the algae.
So you can shock a pool, but what about the going more basic? If something's more acidic, then what acid or alkaline do you use?
I have no idea. I think we're getting kind of far off the topic, though.
No. This is on the topic.
Well, I mean, we kind of figured out that you can't use citrus
Sodium
acid.
bicarbonate is basic.
Okay, so that's what you'd use to bring it up?
Yes. I knew sodium bicarbonate was a thing. So you use sodium bicarbonate for alkaline, and you use all those other acids, shock and chlorine and those other ones you mentioned, as acids. So that's how you balance a pool's chemistry. Okay, cool. Okay, well, so I don't think you can use lemon juice, but here's the thing. And then we looked this up a little bit. Lemon juice acid amount. Lemon juice's acid amount is between 2 and 3 on the pH scale. Okay. And this is why we were thinking that it could be a good acid for pools, is because when you look up the acid for pools, what is the pH for chlorine?
Sodium bisfluorate.
Mauric acid.
Yeah, Morit.
Mauric acid is 1 to 2. Okay, so lemon juice is 2 to 3.
Okay.
Mauric acid is 1 to 2. So, but like, because those are so close, that's why we were thinking that if you put enough lemon juice, it should be able to chlorinate a pool. Which is interesting. So, but like you were reading a minute ago that you actually need a couple different types of chemicals to appropriately balance it.
Right.
Rather than, even if the water was neutral, it wouldn't technically be all the bacteria killed. Right? Like that's why you need multiple chemicals.
That makes sense. Yeah.
That's why you need different chemicals to like neutralize it all.
Yeah.
And then you need the stabilizer to stabilize it. I can keep it at that 7.2 to 6 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
So what have we learned here, Zach?
I feel like we've learned it's a lot easier to just get a pool management company.
Yes.
We've also learned that you probably can't just dump lemonade into your pool and expect that's going to take care of it.
Yes.
I guess that's...
Well, yeah.
I don't know.
I think that's what we learned. Like, wait, so you said you could chlorinate it. So did I
lost. Yeah. I feel like I've been on a losing streak lately. And when we first started the show, it was the opposite. So I don't know if I'm just getting dumber or if the questions are getting harder.
You did have a long winning streak, though.
I did. Yeah.
And which it was surprising to me. Not
Oh, was it?
No, like I didn't think I would win so much. No, but I think if the listeners go back, you can find that you have won more total.
I think I have.
I think you have, yeah. Which means
I think our questions are getting harder.
Our questions are getting harder.
Yeah.
That is true. Which, is like a growth thing. Like within ourselves, we're growing.
Yeah.
We're expanding. We're becoming one with nature, with chlorine, with the pool water.
Is that nature?
Yeah. That's pure nature right there. It's chlorinated water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not sure about that one.
I can't believe I won this. That's weird to me. Because okay, a question I want to address in this show today is, can you burn yourself with lemon juice?
I mean, you already said that your wife got burnt by...
I know, but like, at what level? Because, okay, I've already looked this up. But at above 5, or well, I guess below 5 on the pH scale, your skin can be damaged by acid.
Okay.
So if lemon and lime juice is between 2 and 3, that means it can damage your skin. But not even with sun contact.
Yeah, just in general.
So that's weird to me. So I want to look up some information about that.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry, I'm off topic right now.
No, that's fine.
Let's go to Beer Corner and crack a beer.
Oh, perfect.
What are we doing?
Reach in there and there's a can or a bottle
Reach in there.
into the beer chest.
Can or a bottle? Do I choose? Or
Yeah, you can pick.
Okay. I'll do that.
All right. So these beers were donated by Poor Richard's Pizza.
These are cool.
Yeah.
I like that logo. The label.
Yeah, pretty cool. Like colors, kind of like 90s colors. The sunset there.
Yeah, this is super cool. Yeah, you got the sunset.
Little farm on here. It says fly fishing.
What would you say that art style is?
On the which label?
The farmhouse label.
I'd say that's farmhouse art style.
It's sort of comic book. I don't know. It's cool. It's really cool.
Yeah.
The colors are cool. I dig it. It's very, very cool. So Flying Fish Brewing Company.
Flying fish. I don't know why when I read it I said fly fishing.
Yeah, no, I kind of thought that for a second too.
I'm looking at this fish thinking, what in the world is this? But okay, so it's a flying fish. Okay, cool.
Flying. Oh, I see. Oh, it has. Oh, yeah, their label. It's kind of like the skeleton of a fish, but then it has little propellers.
Yeah.
And wings and a tail.
And then there's also one hidden in the middle of the windmill right there.
There is, yeah. Okay. So this is the Farmhouse Golden Ale, 4.6% alcohol, longer days, warm breezes, and times of relaxation call for Farmhouse Golden Ale. Flavor notes of lemon zest give way to a touch of crisp wheat and light maltiness from Midwest barley, making it perfect for any American pastime. You know what's an American pastime?
Baseball.
Podcasting. That's what we're doing, so we're ready to drink this thing.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Yep. And for the game of life, I'm going to mark my label. Well, I guess I'm going to pour it. All right. We've got a nice super golden clear beer, just like the label says. That is way too close to that lens. Okay, so nice, beautiful golden.
Yeah.
A little bit of a head. Cheers.
Mine's like double the size of yours.
Yeah, yours. You poured yours weird. Skunky smell
I was
right
just
off
going
the
to say
front.
it's a little skunky.
Yeah, I smelled that right before I drank it.
It definitely tastes that lemon zest, though.
Slightly, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if I like it.
It's that skunk flavor. It's coming at you.
Yeah.
And usually that's in an IPA, but this is in a weird golden.
Golden ale.
What would you say golden ale is? Like just a normal, like, light ale? I don't even know what golden ale it means.
Well, I mean, it says crisp wheat and light maltiness, so it's obviously some kind of a wheat beer.
So that maltiness, though.
But it's not a thick wheat beer.
Do you know how to taste that maltiness? Like, what would you say malty tastes like?
Like a malt ball, or a
chocolate,
or like
malt?
malted milk, or malt shake.
I don't think I know enough about malts to be able to describe something as malty to you.
Okay.
Do you think you could?
I think I just did. That's all. That's the way that I would describe it.
It's like a flavor, though. Like, do you
like
think
malt? I don't know.
Do you think you could identify malt?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like whatever I've had that tastes like malt. But this doesn't taste like malt to me. I mean, most beers have malt in it, so it's like that's not anything.
Yeah, I know that, but like when somebody says something's malty, I feel like that's so specific.
Yeah.
So when something says it's malty,
this tastes a lot better after my second sip. Sorry, not to interrupt you, but I went from drinking. I went from drinking this to this, and I think it was just the transition of flavors were too much.
It somewhat tastes like an IPA, but it's not an IPA.
Right.
I think it's the smell. It's coming out. It's ruining the taste to me.
Yeah, it doesn't smell very good.
No. I think it's so weird that a beer could taste or smell like that.
So yeah, when my dad gave me these, he's like,
these suck.
He's like, I just can't I can't drink these anymore. Do you want them?
Okay.
Like, sure.
That's what it is. He couldn't drink them anymore. That's how bad they were. Well, cool design. What would you rate this beer out of 10? We need to start rating beers.
I wouldn't. I'd say it's a solid 5.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not like I wouldn't drink it if I got it somewhere. And it's not like I'd ever get it again if I got it somewhere.
I would 100% never get it again.
Okay.
I would probably go 4 out of 5.
Okay.
This is close to Fat Tire to me.
I like Fat Tire.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Fat Tire is good.
Doesn't smell bad like this, though.
Mm-hmm.
I would rate like Fat Tire at like 5 or 6 maybe.
Okay.
But this is 4. I can tell it's a nice beer, though. I can tell it's like not huge production.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's definitely a microbrew for sure. It says it's
It says it on the independent.
Summerdale. Is that New Jersey, NJ?
NJ, New Jersey, yes. That's actually pretty cool. They've got the farmhouse. Oh, it's a halftime. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Nothing to write home about.
Okay.
So sorry, podcast listeners. Sorry we're reviewing a bad beer. Don't buy that beer.
Well,
I guess if you like skunky,
just buy it once.
If you like skunky, non-IPAs.
Yeah. Exactly.
So I feel like some people like skunky IPAs, and some people like not IPAs. I don't know. It's a small select group of people.
Yeah.
It's for the people who like skunky beers, but they're not IPAs.
Yeah.
And I would
very
say
small margins out there.
Small margins. Yep. Okay. Well, that's that beer.
Cool.
Let's move on past that beer.
Okay.
Let's go into greater grain pastures,
Okay.
if you will.
So
pH.
Potential hydrogens.
Potential hydrogens. I don't really like that definition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like there's something else that
we were talking a lot about this at work, but now I can't remember anything that we were talking about.
Yeah.
So we talked about, okay, well, does lemon juice burn you? Or lime juice?
Yeah.
Let's Google.
Wouldn't it be easier to get a lemon?
I don't want to stick my hand in a lemon juice or lime juice.
There's no way that it can. You can eat a lemon.
Yes, but we looked up. This is a fact that we've already looked up before we started this podcast. Was that your stomach and saliva metabolizes lemon and lime juice because it's a food,
right? And
you're able to digest that acidity appropriately,
right?
Unlike your skin is not able to handle lemon and lime juice touching it.
I think you can put lime juice all over your body and go stand out in the sun and you'll be fine.
Do you want to do a physical test?
Do you have a lime? I'll do it right now.
I don't have a lime.
Do you have a lemon?
No. Lemon juice can change the natural pH of your acid mantle, potentially causing skin irritation, extra sensitivity in the sun. So
just irritation. It's not going to make your skin peel off or...
The worst, most serious side effect of lemon juice is a chemical burn. The first time you use lemon juice, you might be fine, but the next time could cause serious illness. Lemon juice can change... Yeah, you won't get a burn by putting your hand in lemon juice.
Yeah, I didn't think so. But I mean, you don't want to get it in your eye. You don't want to get it up your nose, probably. Things that are more sensitive,
Mm-hmm. It says it can irritate your skin, but you're not going to. If you have sensitive skin, it's more likely to irritate. Yeah, but that's so interesting because the pH. So is the pH not the thing that's burning you? It's what actually burns you? Is it the acid? Does acid burn you, or is it something else in the chemical? Because the pH of lemon juice and lime juice is 2 to 3. Okay. And that's really high on the acid scale.
What is it? Sorry, I'm totally changing the subject, but a tangerine, what is the pH of a tangerine? Or not a tangerine, a blood orange. I feel like every time I've tried to eat a blood orange, they're impossible. I don't know who eats blood oranges.
They're too acidic for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I feel like that would even be worse than a lemon.
Bases, so acids and bases, right? Mm-hmm. So bases can burn you too.
Okay.
So the strength of an acid and a base is defined by the pH scale, ranging from 1 to 14. A very strong acid has a pH of 1 and may cause severe burn. Okay, so acids of a pH of 1 can burn you.
Okay.
So that other metric I learned before, it said 5 and above can hurt you.
Okay.
But it was I think that's if you have a skin sensitivity.
All right.
So 5 to 2 are fine, but they could cause harm.
And a lemon is what?
2 to 3.
2 to 3. Okay.
It goes down though. All right, so 1 is higher. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So 7 is neutral.
Okay.
Okay.
So it says a blood orange is 3 to 3.4.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. So it's less than lemon juice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so a very strong base can also hurt you. A base of a pH of 14 may also cause a severe burn.
Okay.
That's really
And what would an
interesting.
example of a base be?
That's a good question because I don't know. Common acids are toilet bowl cleaners, drain cleaners, metal cleaners, car battery fluid, fertilizers,
My grandpa
sulfuric acid.
was pouring water into his battery one time when he was in the military and got acid in his eyes, and he had to go to the hospital. So if you ever refill the water in your battery,
Yeah.
I guess a lot of batteries don't do that now,
Yeah.
but ATV batteries, wave runners, they still have water in their batteries.
Okay.
So if you ever do that, you have to use a distilled water because it's pure.
Mm-hmm.
And then you also need to wear glasses when you pour it in there.
Yes.
Because if it splashes at all and gets in your eye, then you can get severe burns.
I think that's something that like we forget how dangerous they are, like batteries and stuff.
Oh yeah.
As like 20, this is 2020s, right? So I think even people I know, like it's a battery, it's not that big a deal.
Yeah.
But even like lithium is bad.
Well, when you
should
used
be
to
careful with.
fly those drones, you used to always say, I got to go find the battery because they
Yes.
could explode, right?
Yes, they were lithium polymer.
Mm-hmm.
So they were very, very dangerous batteries. Very high power, but dangerous batteries. But like I feel like people forget how bad chemicals are.
Yeah.
Because we live in this like modern society, but there's still a bunch of dangerous chemicals out there.
Mm-hmm.
So I wear eyeglasses, so I don't think about it that much.
Yeah.
But people who don't should wear goggles or like some sort of protective eyewear when they're doing stuff.
This is super off subject,
Okay.
but we're having this 90s party coming up, right?
Oh, cool.
And my dad let me borrow his Furbies.
Oh,
So
does he have a collection of them?
He has 3.
Oh my gosh.
And I put the batteries in them the other day, and only one works.
Okay.
So what would go wrong in a Furby that would make it not work?
It's usually, I mean, anything can happen, corrosion or rust or anything like that.
If something is electronic, it's been indoors for the last 20 years
Yeah.
or whatever.
They can still get corrosion and rust on it.
So you think it's probably that?
Yeah. Another issue is,
Ooh, I didn't think about just spraying it off the board with some compressed air.
yeah, that's a solution. A few things can happen, and especially when I've been repairing some old cameras,
Right.
is the battery acid. So batteries these days.
He hasn't left any batteries in him.
Okay. Well, let me explain this before
Yeah.
you say that. But so battery acid is bad, and older batteries were made very poorly.
Right.
Well, it was a different chemistry back then, so they often leaked more. So like a lot of people say, don't leave don't leave batteries in cameras
Right.
because they'll leak and then kill your camera.
Yeah.
And I've discovered that through a lot of the cameras I've gotten recently. Like you said, so nothing is happening there. Some things that can happen is bad solder joints. So
Okay.
Furbies were mass produced,
Yeah.
and that was a toy that like was hot on the shelves,
Oh, yeah.
right? So,
They were like Beanie Babies.
exactly, and it's an electronic that was 90s, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like it was like right at 2000, wasn't it?
No, it was in the
90s?
90s.
What year
Let
was
me look
that?
it up.
While you're looking that up, but like, so these older electronics that were mass produced were they were just manufactured very poorly, and you could easily have a cold or bad solder joint. But I feel like most of the time that solder joint is between.
So the Furby was released in 1998 and then sold until the 2000s. Only 2 years.
Yeah.
So-
But it could be a bad solder joint between. It's usually like something simple like the battery.
Yeah.
Like you could possibly pop it out and see if there's like a bad solder joint connecting to the battery
Yeah.
pocket there.
Okay. All right.
That's probably the easiest thing to do.
Yeah. I have no idea how to take those things apart. I'll have to look that
Just
up.
some screws on the bottom, I believe.
Okay.
Gosh, why do I know so much about Furbies?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure there was like screws on the bottom. I think
Well, there's one screw for sure on the bottom, and then it opens up the battery compartment that opens out.
Yeah.
So you have like the inside batteries, and then your compartment folds out and it holds another 2 batteries.
Yeah.
And then you put it back in. Really weird. I've never seen that before.
Wasn't there like secret battery in it that kept it going and remembered all its memory?
Ooh, maybe
I think
there
there's
is.
like a disc battery inside of it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
maybe that's why it's not working.
Well, on computers and stuff, like that's the standard thing. Actually, you might be right. Because sometimes there's a disk battery that's their memory battery.
Yeah.
That might actually be it.
Okay. You're probably right, because it says like remove the batteries. Like I looked into the troubleshooting and stuff, and then it says like there's a hard shock that you can do to completely reset it. But if you remove the batteries and everything, it still remembers everything. Yeah. There probably is another battery in there.
And that's why those things were so creepy, because they remembered stuff even when you took the battery out.
Oh, dude, they're so creepy and so annoying. I turned the one that works. I had it on for 10 minutes. I was so annoyed with it already. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to look that up and see if there's a hidden battery.
I think there is a hidden battery. I feel like a lot of old electronics like that had these backup batteries that kept their memory. That's not really a thing today. Well, no, it kind of is, because like again, like my computer, the motherboard, I'm pretty sure has a disc battery on it to like remember certain specs or something.
Okay. I'm not seeing anything about a hidden battery on here.
There might be. Maybe if you pull it open.
Yeah, I'm going to take it apart.
Yeah.
At least spray some air through it, because I know a lot of times when those boards get dust on them, they'll stop working.
How much are those things worth?
I have no idea. My dad's got one that's still in the original box.
That's probably worth something. Yeah, look for burnt spots.
Okay.
Yeah, you want to look for anything that could be burnt. You can fix it. Take a picture of it. Maybe I can look at it.
Yeah. Because
sometimes you can like look up what that circuit was and like repair it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet.
If it's too microscopic, it's hard. But
yeah,
I feel like a Furby wasn't that old, so it might not be that hard.
Yeah.
I don't know.
22 years old. I think he bought all of them when they first came out. So
yeah, well, it might not be as complex of a circuit as we think it is.
Yeah.
How do we start talking about Furbies?
I don't know.
Because I want to burn them all in acid.
No, but you know what's weird?
Oh, it was battery acid.
Yeah. You know what's weird though is I go to thrift shops all the time. Not once have I ever seen a Furby. Ever.
They're collectible.
Are they collectible, or did people just throw them out because they were so annoying? That's what I think is what
I wanted
happened.
to murder mine.
You
I
had
put it
one
in the closet. Long time ago.
Yeah, they're constantly. I had that thing plugged in and it was kept going. Hungry. Hungry. I was just like,
did you feed it?
Shut up! No, I pulled the batteries out.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, that's what you had to do, and then it still talked, didn't it?
No.
I remember as a kid taking the batteries out and it still kept going. That's why I think there's still another battery.
There probably is. You know what's weird is when I replaced those fire alarms in my house, they kept chirping after I replaced them.
Yeah. They have emergency batteries in them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's get back on acids and basics.
Okay.
Okay. Sulfuric acid is what car batteries and batteries are. Nitric acid is for metal refining. Hydrofluoric acid is a weak acid, and it does not burn. These are rust cleaners.
Wait, what was the battery acid?
Well, car battery fluid.
I'm pretty sure you can just put distilled water in there.
Sulfuric acid. Maybe.
I'm pretty sure that's what I used to put in my jet ski battery.
Hydrochloric acid is toilet bowl cleaners, metal cleaners, swimming pool cleaners, dye manufacturing, metal refining. And then phosphoric acid are metal cleaners.
Okay.
So those are the acids that are chemical burns. Common bases are sodium hydroxide and potassium hydroxide.
And what is boric acid? You can use that for like ants and stuff. So is that a base or is that a?
It's acid. If it says acid, I think it's going to be an acid. Sodium and calcium hydrochlorite, household bleach, pool chlorination solution, calcium hydrochlorite, ammonia is cleaners and detergents.
Ammonia. Yeah.
Gases. Okay. Ooh. And then phosphates, many household detergents and cleaners.
You know what's interesting is I was watching a YouTube video the other day. I forget, you guys have an electric stove or a gas stove?
Electric.
Okay. Well, this doesn't apply to you, but you know how the gas stoves have the metal cover over the burner
Yeah.
that you set the pot on?
Mm-hmm.
And they always get burnt stuff on them and stuff. You can never get them cleaned.
Yeah.
I watched the video and they used ammonia. They got a gallon bag, stuck the burner in there, put a thing of ammonia from the dollar store in there, and let it sit for a couple hours. I went and did it. Dude, my stove looks freaking brand new.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Like super clean, like the day it came off the showroom floor.
I think understanding like these different acids and bases like that, I think is a really good thing for just household.
Yeah, I mean,
management.
you could scrub that thing all day long and never get it clean, but you just let it soak in ammonia for a couple hours.
Yeah.
Great.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the first time I ever used ammonia, though. I heard that you can't mix ammonia with some other stuff, or it can.
That's the same thing as like what I was talking about with the chlorine and the acid. Like
Okay.
It's makes mustard gas.
Okay.
And it'll kill you.
I think it was bleach. I think you can't mix ammonia and bleach or something like that.
Yeah. Mustard gas.
Yeah.
It'll kill you.
Crazy.
Dangerous.
Yeah.
Well, that's a lot about acid.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's about it for that topic. Unless you had anything else you wanted to.
No, I'm good with that.
Well, what are we talking about next week?
That is a very good question. What are we talking about next week?
So next week, I think we should talk about some mental health stuff. I think we're specialized in that.
Okay. That sounds good. Especially with the COVID-19 and everybody being trapped at their house and people are getting stir crazy and stuff. We'll talk about the levels of insanity, I guess.
Yeah. So this came from my wife, Savannah, and she was talking about, are there more like people with mental illness than without?
Mm-hmm.
And I think as the diagnoses continue, more and more diagnoses come out. Yeah. Like we discover more and more issues with our psyche and stuff. Mm-hmm. So maybe there are more people diagnosed with mental illness or some sort of mental illness.
What do you think? What are you going to bet on? No, yes.
Part of me is leaning towards yes, but I don't know because there's still a stigma about mental illness, and I don't know. So is like saying like, is there more than 50% people diagnosed with mental illness, some sort of mental illness?
Right.
All the way from ADHD to, extreme stuff.
So if I was to bet on it, I would say if the bet was more, what percentage of people have experienced symptoms of mental illness, I would say
symptoms can be drug use.
Right. I know. I would say up there towards 90% probably.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's going to be a hard one.
What about diagnosed mental illness?
Diagnosed mental illness.
Do you think it's more than 50% or under 50%?
Under.
All right. I think I'm going to go over. But
diagnosed.
Diagnosed. Okay. Yeah. So that's going to be next week's episode. We're going to talk about mental illness. We're both very specialized in this because that's where we work. And I think that should be interesting.
Yeah. Should be good.
Yeah. So I really appreciate you listening and watching the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
You're the best. And go support us on Patreon. Links down below and in the bio. For as little as $1 a month, you can support this podcast. Try to get us a little bit of money to afford some new things that we want to do, spread the word about the podcast. Find us on Instagram. Find us on Facebook. Find us on YouTubes. We are posting every episode on YouTube. You can watch me and Zach in person yell at each other. It's pretty great. And support us on there. Your subscription goes a long way. Not a lot of people are watching us on YouTube, but like it would be really cool if you did, if that's a medium that you like to consume media. So
we actually have had an increase on YouTube.
Yeah,
though.
we have. Yeah.
So I'm hoping it's going to keep growing. I feel like YouTube is one of those things that can grow faster than a podcast.
It can, if we find the right audience. But it's actually easier for me to edit the video than it is just the audio. Like it's about the same effort.
Mm-hmm.
So
cool.
So we are putting in the effort to make this a video podcast and make the lighting pretty good and trying to make it look good for you. So if you haven't subscribed on there, do. Even if you're not planning on watching on there, just go ahead and subscribe and keep listening to us on your way to work or so whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Cool.
You guys stay safe out there, and we'll see you on the next one.
Peace.
Peace. The Better Not Podcast is Will Cobb and Zach Freeman, produced by Cobblestone Productions. All the music you hear in the show is written by Will Cobb and mixed by Chad Mcilvenna. Thank you so much to Savannah, my wife, for singing on all the tracks that you hear. We post our episodes now on YouTube. Go head over there and subscribe to us and like our video. And don't forget to sign up for patreon.com/betternot and support us for $5 a month. It goes a long way for helping us out. Thank you so much for listening, and see you on the next one.